stuff. Down the hill they go for the first time. Andrew Graham leading. Alistair Baptiste going to challenge up the inside of McIntyre. Is he going to slither through into the lead? Yes, he does. Alistair Baptiste leads the race in the MGB GT from Andrew Graham. Third place then Mario Ferrari in the Ferrari. And then we've got Craig Houston's Lotus Excel following in fourth, just the Jimmy Crow's Scimitar and the new champion, Ian Mitchell.
So good start for Alistair Baptiste. Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff. He had to really play second fiddle to Andrew Graham, didn't he, in race one, but knowing that he had to get on the case early, and that's exactly what he's done. Baptiste, and now you spotted this at the last meeting, Doc, where Alistair Baptiste changed tyres and it went really badly. He's got different coloured wheels on that car now, and I think that's because he's got different tyres fitted to them.
So it was the tyres on the black rims that really did him a disservice the last time. This time he's gone for the chrome rear wheels, and he's on a different level of pace entirely.
Yeah, straight away, straight out the gate. It's just you can't really do much better to improve or worsen your performance of your car with tyres. So let's see if that's the difference. We might get the ring on a little between them now.
Yeah, they're both in the same class, so they're fighting for class points here in the championship. Although the championship obviously set up, but they're fighting for class points. And Alistair Baptiste at the moment has the advantage, just under a second ahead of Andrew Graham's Triumph Tier 8. Onto the back straight they go, briefly out of our sight. Still in third position is the magnificent Mario Ferrari in the Ferrari, number 27. And then we've got the Lotus versus Scimitar battle that we had in race one, just continuing into this race. And as Mario Ferrari comes up through Clark Corner, we see the Lotus and Scimitar in his wheel tracks. And fairly gingerly through Clark Corner at this stage, but just a couple of places behind them is the number 63 Mini of John Kidman, who's come all the way up to the back of the grid, up to 7th position now.
And is he into the back? Oh, now we've got a game on for the Class A fight then. Ian Mitchell trying to do the perfect sweep of wins in Class A. Well, he's going to have to hold off the mighty Mini of John Kidman, number 63, who got a rocketing start from the back of the grid.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and this is one of these mini giant killing moments in the wet, because John Kidman is homing in on Ian Mitchell. Ian Mitchell, I'm sure, will be very aware of his opportunity to keep a 100% winning every race of the season record here, but that mini's getting closer and closer and closer behind him.
It's not got period correct headlamps though.
There's a few little details to look for.
Yes, it's got LED headlamps. I don't know if they were quite in yet in the 60s.
Well, they disqualified you from the Monte Carlo Rally anyway, that'll be for sure.
It's too soon.
Yes.
Maybe not too soon. Yeah, the game on for Class A between the Nova and the Mini. The battle at the front of the field. Andrew Graham in the last lap by set the best lap of the race, 6/10 of a second quicker than Alistair Baptiste, but he's right on the back bumper of Baptiste. But watched a little bit of a wiggle in protest there from the green Triumph as he goes through the gears. The straight line speed of these cars are absolutely amazing, and with kind of older fashioned brakes on them, you've got a big braking zone, particularly in the wet. But Baptiste holding on well, holding at the inside line as they go down through Duffus, swooping down through Leslie's then, but Baptiste holding on as they go into McIntyre's.
Yeah, down the hill from McIntyre's, and they're just streaking away from the rest of the field. They're about 12 seconds ahead of Mario Ferrari's Ferrari now, and everyone else is a good few seconds behind that as well. So it's quite a demonstration drive, but the battle goes on for Class A. Ian Mitchell still holding on to that at the moment, 6th overall, but heading Class A just fractions of a second. He was 0.3 of a second ahead of John Kidman's Mini the last time they crossed the start finish line.
It seems that on the brakes and through the corners, the Kidman Mini has got some serious pace, but it's just coming out of the corners. That Nova's just got a little bit more punch, which is really, really important in these conditions to hang on to that position. But the leaders, they're already up, coming over the line with 8 laps to go, and Baptiste is hanging on well. He set his personal best last time by a 104.5 to 103.5, this time 103.6 for Graham, so the pace is definitely ratcheting up.
Yeah, the pace is going up, which would suggest the track may be drying a little bit, but it's still enough to be throwing up spray from the back of each car. Alistair Baptiste on a defensive line into McIntyre's. It's a slow way through that corner, but there's not enough space on the track there as they head down toward Butchers for Andrew secure in the lead as they get towards Duffus.
Meanwhile, in the battle for Class A, Ian Mitchell is really having to be defensive to hold off John Kinman, who's absolutely determined to try and win this Class A battle as they head down into the hairpin. 6 laps to go, and for them when they come up to the stripe, and they're right in behind, just trying to, well, John Kinman is right in behind, but Mitchell hanging on well with 6 laps to go in this Class A battle. Can Ian Mitchell do the clean sweep of class victories over the season?
Well, he'll be sitting there, I'm sure, thinking about it as he keeps an eye on that Mini that's just a few car lengths behind him. Beautifully driven by John Kinman, car 63 there, and Ian Mitchell's having to go defensive on the approach to McIntyre, so he's very much aware that Mini's within striking distance, and the Mini closes way up on him as they go down through Butchers. Not enough space to try and get past there with an acceptable level of risk, if you put it that way, and as they get out of the back straight, the Nova just moves it a little bit further ahead.
So Mario Ferrari in 3rd place, holding on well down on the brakes into the hairpin, although the pace behind them, Craig Houston and Jimmy Crowe, is strong. They both put personal best in, as Jimmy Crowe has a massive slide there in 5th place and just about hangs on to it. So mastered by Mario Ferrari, 107.6, 108.3 for Houston. So Ferrari's just got nearly actually 6 personal best there, so he just steadied the ship a little bit there as the chasing Lotus and Scimitar getting a little bit too close for comfort. Just found an extra gear in that Ferrari.
Alistair Bapton and Andrew Graham continuing to trade fastest laps. Last time around, Alistair Bapton did a 63.433. In response, Andrew Graham did a 63.474. They're just coming at the hairpin once again. We'll see if they continue to improve their lap times. The next car they're going to lap is Nicky Dixon's Ford Lotus. Ford Lotus Cortina. And yes, they've got a second a little quicker now. Alistair Bapton 62.4. Andrew Graham being dragged around at 62.6 right behind him.
Now go past the Cortina with ease. It's really quick pace at the front of the field. As the battle have been absolutely glued together all day. Been Craig Houston in 4th place and Jimmy Crowe in 5th. They've battling all race long in race 1 and again in race 2. And Jimmy Crowe's basically looked at the back of that Lotus pretty much all day. I'd rather look at the back of other Lotuses, I have to say that.
Yes, he's never quite got to the point where he's managed to make a move against the Lotus. He's positioned himself well, but he's never quite got there in the braking zone. I think it's a fantastic battle to watch, because the slightest moment of distraction or anything from Craig Houston is going to let Jimmy Crowe through. Meanwhile, the other battle behind him is from the Class A owners. That's continuing on. Ian Mitchell still fending off the attacks from John Kinman's Mini. 4 laps to go now. Alistair Bapton still with the fastest lap. He completes another lap now. Where is Andrew Graham? Well, Andrew Graham has dropped way behind. Andrew Graham must have made a mistake somewhere around that lap. He's dropped 6 seconds behind off the back of Alistair Bapton now. As Bapton heads for McIntyre's, Andrew Graham's just coming into Leslie's.
Ian Mitchell's held on very well in that Class A battle. He's had Kinman on his case all the way through, but Kinman just not able to make that move stick at all. There's the Craig Houston making his way around the little Ginetta there, and through comes Jimmy Crowe. Actually a little bit of time lost there for Jimmy Crowe coming through traffic.
Yes, I kind of miscued that, because I thought the Ginetta for the moment was Jimmy Crowe that was side by side with the Lotus, but it was in fact the Ginetta, not the Lotus. Not the, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Yes, that's the one.
Bapty has pulled an absolute massive margin here out of Andrew Graham. It was 6 seconds when he came out over the line. What is it now? 5.4. So Graham has responded, but
I think Graham made a mistake on the previous lap, and that's what pulled him to 6, and then he's now trying to fight it back. But John Kinman on that lap going stuff has got very close to overtaking Ian Mitchell doing the Duffers, but Ian Mitchell held his nerve, didn't go up to radical defensive line, and survived that attack. But there's still 2.5 laps to go for that pair, so he's got a bit of work to do yet.
There might be one less, because the leaders might well come through. Yeah, they probably will, because Bapty's not too far behind them. The leaders in Class A, so it might only be 2 laps to go for them.
Yes, Bapty will catch them before the end of the race.
Yeah, so it'll be 2 laps to go for the gets a chat with Alistair Baptiste to hear what was the change. Was it a tyre change, as we suspect it is? And if so, what was the change to and from? That's going to be fascinating to try and find out what that was, because they think the difference in performance, Doc, really, between race 1 and race 2 for Alistair Baptiste are two very, very different levels of performance.
Yeah, I think it's tyres. Whichever way he's gone in the tyres is definitely one for him. Didn't work at all race 1. You could see he was really struggling for grip and traction, but this race, his car was just handled beautifully. He's done everything he's asked of it.
It's interesting that when, at the previous meeting, when he had that same issue, it was whatever tyres he had on the black wheels didn't work, and the silver wheels they were better, and it's the same this way around. So I wonder if it's the same tyre causing him the same problem. It's not working.
Could well be, yes. I think it was due to tyre. I think it was tyre size as opposed to compound he was talking about the last time I seen him.
Yeah, it does look a little bit more up at the top, but he has bigger wheels almost. Over the line he goes to start the final lap of the race then for Alistair Baptiste, the final lap of the season for the Scottish Classic Sports and Saloon Championship.
Yeah, and Andrew Graham held up behind the Mini Farina A40 and Ian Mitchell's Nova as he tries to find a way through all that traffic going into McIntyre's. And that has broken up the battle between Ian Mitchell and John Kidman's Mini. John Kidman's Mini is now a good 20 car lengths probably behind Ian Mitchell's Nova. So if Ian Mitchell can stay mistake-free through the next 2 corners...
20 Minis or 20 Novas?
I would say Minis.
15 Novas.
It makes a big difference. Yes, if Ian Mitchell can stay mistake-free now for one more corner, then he will achieve the 100% record. Class wins every time out.
That's quite an achievement, because it's not as if he's been in a class of his own. He has had competition in each and every race. So around comes Alistair Baptiste. Had to be second best in race 1. Well, he's top of the shop here in race 2. Big slide for the crowd to finish. Alistair Baptiste wins in the MG over Andrew Graham in the Triumph. Then in third place will be Mario Ferrari, who's on to his final lap now as well. He's over the back part of the circuit, and hopefully another podium for him in that beautiful V8 Ferrari.
Yeah, great to see Mario Ferrari's car working well, lasting the race and performing superbly well. He's driven well this weekend, so good results for 2 podiums. He'll be happy with that. And then in the battle for the Class A honours, Ian Mitchell did win in the end ahead of John Kidman's Mini. So Ian Mitchell has achieved a fantastic season. 12 races,